I have a bucket to sit down on, a bag for the little goats in between, one for the sticks. There's a different stage because basically everybody might be hustling this. I'm a little friend here to help me take out the little weeds. But then I realized that everybody would come be rushing for this fella here. Right? The tambourine. Right? The tambourine or however the English pronounce it. We just call it tambourine. But if you look at the only the tambourine for planted people, if you see this tree, oh hell, watch now, 60 to 100 feet, you know. But the soil below it, I have this. If it was someone who don't know me on TikTok, yeah, what I telling you? This is that. And this is an industry. So I think intellectual properties should be the advent of learning and education, where we could see opportunity from our natural existence. And better yet, at this era and stage in development, it should actually be non-electric, for sustainable development. Um, at least not powered unless you call they put it like this, you're doing your own electrification and that kind of thing. Because in this they are 3D printing, we find that the way they want to, centralize, we would call it anything. That should be something that if we start by just having children interpret what they have and how to make it, right? We have to apply for, learn intellectual properties, doors be swinging from 3 years old. Then we start to see how best we could see the things from a different angle. So we need some coconut oil where we eating. As an industry, we definitely need to revamp. So my interpretation with the seeds and my thing is because everybody, the opportunity for the tambon is a relationship, right? But if you look at the soil composition and you enter plants and you enter this kind of observation as to what's the blessed outside of the setter, because it ain't nothing to give somebody a little mile by mile and cover it down and let me see if we can really and truly carry the development and the interpretation of the traditional at that level, technically developed, digitized system, right? But we need the intimacy. So food is one place that no matter what you do, the form that they use the floor space for does determine the governance. Because the form of the floor space you rent to do a cloth store in, right? By the same floor space, so you're going to do a different form of observation, objective, right? It might be a food business. So the form of the governments that we see actually trying to manipulate the world in some kind of direction, right? Let me just take into consideration and keep the conversation small, right? Because sifting it, you get all the different stages of the development for your best soil composition and you can get it from me. But you are telling you, if you really want earth, dirt, well, check me out, right? Because you're getting it from. And these brambles here, so they are separate. You would love those. They'll be melting just as quick or just a little less in time than this. You love the soil composition, compost. From, this is Tambron, working Tambron with Eli the Cynic.